Welcome to our channel. We're all about faith, family, home, and farm. Come on in and grab a chair and sit a spell with us. If you like readable versions of all of our content, be sure to check out both of our blogs. The links to our blogs will always be in the description box below our videos.
Hey, can we talk a minute? Sure we can. I can talk and drive at the same time. Of course, this angel over here beside me is like, girl, please. Y'all, it's okay. I got this. Y'all, when I'm traveling, I always pray before I get on the road. God, Jesus, will you ride with me while I travel? Send an angel to ride with me, while I travel. But then they're like, no, girl, we good from up here. We'll just keep an eye on you. You just keep on trucking. Because they don't trust my driving. No, I'm just kidding, y'all. Somebody rides with me. Keeps me safe. But they hanging on to that little old crap bar over there by your windshield. You know, the one that they're hanging on to, and they got that seatbelt just... I swear I'm not that bad, y'all. But we're going to just talk a few minutes while I'm driving because this thought just come to my mind and I'm like, oh, let's talk about this. So, we're in the new year. January. We're in the new year. Y'all know what I like to do in January to help me make it through this cold, dreary, gray season. I have nothing in common with Elsa. The cold bothers me. So Elsa, I have more in common with Anna. There you go. I'm more like Anna. I'm the little fiery spirited one, okay? Anyway, we're going to go on about our business this winter. But what I like to do in the winter time to just make it through these months is start thinking about my garden. This is what I do. You start getting those seed catalogs in the mail. Burpees, Burgess, there's another, Johnny Seeds, Gurney's. I get those 4 catalogs in the mail. Oh, there's one of those big old crosses right there. Y'all, I'm loving seeing cities build those big old crosses on the side of the highways and interstates. Oh, love it. Okay, keep my eyes on the road. I got this. Okay. They get a little frantic over here. Okay, I got this. All right. I like making it through the winter time, looking through all those seed catalogs. Now, like I'm not going to order everything, but I mean, it gives me something to look. Okay, I'm looking at how many miles I got till I'm having to look for my next exit. Anyway, I got plenty of time. So, I like looking at all the different varieties. I already know what I'm going to grow. I already know what seeds I'm going to get. It's just the joy of getting something springy and something that I enjoy in the mail, okay? I grab those catalogs, and sometimes me and the granddaughters will sit down. They enjoy looking through seed catalogs with me. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Okay? And I do the same thing. Okay? And they've got to where they like start looking for the little cherry tomatoes because they love to eat those things. And then watermelons. They want to grow watermelons. So we get to that section, and they're doing good. And we plan. And then I start thinking, okay, I start putting things things on paper. Doing this during the winter helps to keep from sometimes y'all seasonal depression from kicking in. I can get like, I'm a water baby, okay? I was born in the summer. I thrive on horses. I thrive on sunshine and warmth and heat. Okay, y'all, I'd rather be sweating to death than freezing to death and can't feel my hands. The cold just gets to me, and people with arthritis, it just gets our joints. It's like a chill or a cold that just sets deep down in your bones and your joints. And I'm constantly, like in the wintertime, on a heating pad, under a blanket, sipping on something warm, something. And this helps like get you out of seasonal depression. If you don't grow a garden, if you don't garden, you don't can, you don't preserve, and you're getting into this winter season month and you find yourself getting seasonally depressed, find something to do, please, because you don't want to start getting in that frame of mind, getting discouraged, anything like that, and gloominess sets in. Find something to do. Find a hobby, okay? Dig through some recipe books and find some maybe warming meals, like some soups or, you know, some desserts. Oh, that'll cheer anybody up during the winter. Oh, I'll take one piece of chocolate pie. I'll take a piece of pecan pie any day. Okay, so there's something like that. If you crochet, if you knit, if you sew, do some sewing projects. Y'all, keep moving. You may not can get outside, but keep moving. Find something to do. Put some puzzles together. If you like to do puzzles, find something to do, okay? Another thing that we do during the winter time is when our hunting season starts, we can try to make it through the winter. I have to cut my season off a little quicker, or if I do get out, dear hubby's got me all fixed up. I've got all the insulated stuff down to underwear, probably, I don't know, socks, okay, hand warmers, and I even have a little heater, okay, that gives, until it gets to that certain temperature that I can't even withstand with having a heater inside, okay, in our blind. I have to, a certain time when it starts getting that temperature, like, you know, freezing and stuff, I have to cut my season short. Everybody else can just keep on hunting, you know, they can hunt in the snow, whatever, but I have to cut mine short. And find something to do. Find a hobby. If you're using your fireplace, y'all, and you have kids, do some s'mores, roasted hot dogs and marshmallows in your fireplace. Y'all, I have taken our fireplace before and opened it up, put little chairs in front of it, back far enough, y'all, that if some sparks or something accidentally pop out or something, it's not going to hurt anybody. And I've got these skewer sticks, the fireplace sticks. Why did you pull in front of me and not go anywhere? Cows. The skewer sticks that stretch out long so they can, and it keeps their little hands and arms from getting hot. So we will do some s'mores in the fireplace inside, just like you might have a weenie roast outside over the fire pit in the fall or something, you know. Hot chocolate, yes, okay. We curl up with some books and stuff. Romanticize your winter. Romanticize it. Don't dread it. Don't procrastinate. Oh, it's winter. Because if you do that, you're going to dread winter. You're going to get seasonally depressed. Don't. This is a good time to maybe start practicing new recipes. See? There's always something to do. Practice new recipes in the winter time and get ready, for some baking and stuff, when the weather starts breaking. Start learning some recipes, maybe like to start using in your crock pot or your Instant Pot to get ready for that spring and summertime busyness where, all right, I got a lot to do in the garden today. My stove is going to be taken up with all this canning. I got to get something going in the crock pot. Oh, I remember a meal I made back during the winter. I can just pop that in there. See? Prepare for the next season. During the winter time, I start preparing for spring. I start planting my garden, just looking at some things, even flowers, y'all. Looking at some things, planting my garden. Every year, our garden planting is different because one year I may not have to grow green beans. One year I may not have to grow pumpkins. One year I may not have to grow this or this or this. Okay? This year, I'm focusing on green beans because we're getting kind of low, too low for my comfort. Of course, zucchini because I got to make some more pickles. And then some for the freezer. Still doing good on squash. Don't have to do any squash. We're still good on pumpkin and butternut squash. This year, we're good on tomatoes. I may only grow a couple of plants this summer just for some seasonal eating, fresh eating, roasting some, like to go on top of pizzas or as a side, or just mater sandwiches. Now, those will be dear hubbies because I do not do raw tomatoes. They have to be cooked. I do not do raw tomatoes. I've just now got to the point to where I can eat roasted tomatoes because they're baked, they're roasted. Can't do raw. So he will get the fresh eaten tomatoes. We start having a surplus and we can't keep up with the fresh ones from him some mater sandwiches. We'll start roasting some. But as I'm good on sauce, I'm good on all this. So that's good. So basically this year, just a couple of tomato plants for fresh eating, couple of cherry tomato plants for the granddaughters because they like those little cherry ones for their little lunches and stuff and snacking on. Better than reaching for a bag of chips or something. Sure, go get them tomatoes out. Did you? Yes, along with that. Along with those pickles and that things like that. So now they're getting to the point where they can make their own little lunches and they know what G-Mom wants them to put on their lunches that's healthy. I'll let you have a hot dog. I'll let you have some bologna. I'll let you have a Nutella and peanut butter sandwich, but put something good with it. So they'll grab them little tomatoes. They'll grab some of my pickles. They'll grab a boiled egg and either eat a boiled egg or turn it into a deviled egg. They'll grab those little peppers and cut them up some and dip them in ranch. They'll get those carrots out, dip them in ranch. We compromise, okay? And then, let's see, we got to grow some more corn. So mostly green beans, zucchini, few tomatoes, and some corn this year is all I got to grow. My season's going to be kind of light this year because, y'all, I'm wanting to start, and we already have just a little bit started prepping my garden space for its renovation. I'm going to try something different this year, and as I try to do the progress, I will video and I will let y'all see what I'm doing because I'm not getting any younger. Gardening may become a little harder. Yes, I do have help, but I don't want it to become too much harder that, I'm having to rely on someone else. But I've got to keep it easy for myself as we grow older, cut our labor time down, things like that, and getting it set up for like my old age garden. We'll say that. Old age garden renovation. Something I want to just completely change. It's going to be a permanent solution, and I'm going to work on it a little at a time. But, even though that's the only things I'm going to grow this year, I still love looking through those seed catalogs. And I like to get out pen and a piece of paper, start drawing where everything is going to be. I'm flipping my garden around a different direction now this year. Years ago, we used to have it going this way, all the rows and stuff. Then we swapped it around and started doing everything this way for a while. And then to give it kind of like a little break in a different direction, now I'm flipping it back around again because this is going to be my permanent solution. We're going to flip it back around, and I'm beginning to draw it out. And something that you need to take into consideration if you're starting to plan your garden, a lot of gardeners, don't let yourself start getting overwhelmed. I know everybody gets excited getting these things in the mail, these catalogs, and you're, excuse me, I had breakfast. You're like, oh, I'm going to grow this, I'm going to put it, you start planning, then you get into the excitement of buying all your seeds. Then you really get into the excitement when spring hits, planting all these seeds, and then some things can happen. And I've seen a lot of people get into this. You start growing all these things, and then somebody, or maybe everybody in the family, winds up not liking it. So you've grown all this stuff, and yes, everybody tried it, and maybe they like it, maybe they don't, but then you're stuck with all this stuff. Kind of make sure everybody is going to be willing to try it, at least give it a try. And then if you find yourself in a situation where, shoot, I've planted all this stuff, all of it's coming in, nobody's eating it, what am I going to do? Take it to a farmer's market, sell it. Don't let your money go to waste that you spent on your seeds, fertilizer, your labor. Don't let it go to waste. Find a farmer's market, sell it at. Put it like on an advertisement like Facebook Marketplace. Advertise in your local extension office websites or Facebook groups, something like that. Your community bulletin boards, Facebook groups in your cities or your county. Word of mouth, your church friends, your family, your neighbors. Give some of it away. Don't let it go to waste, okay? And just find somebody to give it to. Next year, you'll know, okay, I'm not growing that because the family didn't like it. And, I'm not going to grow it again because it's not worth my time. It's not worth my labor. We're not eating it, okay? So first, when you start planning, make sure everybody's kind of on board. Are you at least going to try this? Or what you can do is go get some from the store. Prepare it. If they like it, say, okay, we'll grow some. At least you'll have some kind of idea. Okay? All right, we'll grow some of that. Sure, I can grow some of that. Like, off the top of my head, kale. Okay? I grew some kale one year. I'm like, oh, this will go good in salads. This will go good and good and good and good and good. We can, I had all these recipes. The only thing we wound up putting it in was like egg bites, kind of like spinach. We didn't eat it in a salad. I think we did, but we're like, we just weren't too sure about it. And we're like, I could have grew something else there. I could have done something else with that labor, that money for those seeds. It's just not really worth it. We did use it all up. You can also kind of sneak it in some smoothies, and call it a Grinch smoothie because it will turn it green. Call it a Grinch smoothie, okay? So practice with some things maybe before you grow it, okay? That way, hey, you know that you might not be wasting it. Or like I said, if you grow it and they do, at least give it a try. Give it away, find something to do with it, but please just don't let it go to waste. Don't let it sit out there and rot and die, okay? Somebody can use that, and maybe you can get just a little bit of your income back. Let's see. Try not to just get so excited on planting, unless you are really willing to preserve it, eat it, okay? And when you do pick it fresh and you get it in your refrigerator or your pantry or your cold storage or your root cellar or something like that, whatever you're going to do, make sure you eat it before it starts going bad. Make it a point. Move it to the front of your refrigerator or the front of your shelves, the front of your pantry. Use it up kind of quickly before it starts going bad. Don't waste your money. Don't put all your money and time into this stuff and then you wind up not eating it because you've just wasted your money, okay? Don't plant so much that you can't keep up. A lot of gardeners get overwhelmed because they plant so much at one time because you can get caught up in the excitement that they're like, man, what was I thinking? I'm killing myself. I just can't keep up. One of two things. Recruit some help from some neighbors and say, hey, I'm getting an over surplus. I'm getting overwhelmed. Can we barter? Can we trade, help for I share with you? Okay? Maybe they'll be willing to do that. Just don't let your hard work go to waste. Try not to get caught up in the excitement of doing all this and then you wind up you're sinking in green beans and squash and all such as that. And make sure that you know how you're going to use this, like squash. Make sure you know how you're going to use it, okay? And then if you only use it like one or two ways, and then you've got all this surplus, you might have to start finding some different ways to use it. Let's take like zucchini. And I have 2 videos on my canning and preserving playlist that explains this. Processing squash and zucchini different ways, where I explain and I show you how I cut up my squash different ways and my zucchini to how I'm going to use it in a recipe. Okay? Because I use zucchini, I can cut it long ways to where I can make like lasagna noodles, like a keto lasagna, but use sheets of zucchini to use as the lasagna sheet. See, keto lasagna. I even show y'all how I make one of those. Find out different ways. And if, like I said, if you've only got a couple of ways you're going to use it, you might better start researching different ways to use that. you know, like you're growing all this squash and you're like, well, I only use it for this and this, but man, it's going to take us forever to eat all this out of here. Check into different things like squash relish, fermented squash. See, find it. You better start researching different ways to use it. But just don't get overwhelmed. Don't let yourself get bogged down, overwhelmed, overstimulated, work yourself to death. Okay? But, you know, just the purpose of this video is just like to help you get through this season, seasonal depression. Find something to do. Mine is planting my garden, getting those seed catalogs in, looking, anticipating, drawing, and before I know it, it's time to start working in the garden. It's time to start preparing things. I love just curling up in front of the fireplace under that blanket and that heating pad and something warm to drink and grabbing my seed catalog and just planning. And then thinking about what all I'm going to do. So let's make it through this season. Find something to do. Get up. Stay motivated. Make it through this season. And then also, when you start all that excitement, getting those seed catalogs in the mail, warning, be careful. Don't get too excited and go overboard. And you can't keep up in springtime, summertime, harvesting. You wind up finding yourself drowning. If you want to know different ways, different things to plant, check out and how we plant our things. Check out our gardening and preserving playlist. I'll put it here at the end of the video. If you want to know how to preserve anything that we grow, check out our canning and preserving playlist. I'll try to put it on this side at the end screen, or they may be swapped around backwards, just however I feel froggy and where I want to put it. Check out those two playlists. How we grow our things, what we grow, how we maintenance it, keep it alive, okay, during the summer, all the way up to harvest time, and then what we do with it from the garden to either in the freezer, in a jar, and then to the table. Y'all, be careful this winter. Watch your emotions. Don't get depressed. Find something to do, and let's make it through this winter season so we can have fun come spring and summer. All right, I'm going to finish paying attention. This little angel over here is like, thank you, Jesus. Maybe she'll be quiet now and we can focus on driving. I got you. All right, I will see y'all in the next one.